coaches, the Cohen Green Hornets have a new head football coach and also a new athletic director. He is one and the same, and he comes from in-house, a very popular choice, and I think pretty much everyone I've spoken to feels that way, which is an indication of the type of person and the type of character he has. It's a pleasure to welcome the new boss of the Green Hornets, Derrell Martin, to the broadcast. Derrell, listen, congratulations once again, and nothing but the best. Thanks for joining us this evening. How are you?
Thank you, Ken. Thanks for having me tonight, man.
Well, it's great to have you. And I guess, you know, when it came down and you got the jobs and were named to the dual position, what was your immediate reaction, your initial feeling about it?
Joy. You know, I was super excited to to come in and take over a Green Hornet program that I've held in high esteem for so long. And I've always kind of looked at this program, as I was coming up to the coaching ranks and, thinking on, what job that I would like, to be a head coach of, Cohen was always, one of the top schools. So when the opportunity came about and, Coach Powell had moved on and the position opened up for head coach and athletic director, I almost felt like it was fate, that I was actually there, and I definitely jumped at the chance. And when I actually got it, I was crazy excited, man. Like, just to get in there and get to work and bring the Green Hornets program to where I feel like it should be going into the future.
Visiting with the new head football coach and athletic director at Cohen, Derrell Martin, and talked to Ben Powell last night, and he was just singing your praises and saying, what a great decision, what a great hire. You're not going to find a better guy, cares about the kids more than anybody. He's a really fine coach and a man of character. It's nice to hear that from somebody that you work with and to have that kind of endorsement, right?
Yeah, I truly appreciate those kind words from Coach Powell, man. I'm happy I had the opportunity to come in last year and work under him and learn from him. That the shooting wing offense, that he was running, it was something different, something that I hadn't seen, and I wanted to kind of learn what he was doing. So I appreciated him for bringing me on and, just giving me, a lot of tools to actually do this job going forward. After I got hired, he was one of the first people I talked to. He congratulated me. He gave me some pointers, and I'll be forever appreciated for that.
And people think about the Cohen football program. The immediate thought is, well, they haven't had success in a long time. The fact of the matter is, you guys went to the playoffs in 2018, just 2 years ago, under Coach Powell. So there has been some level of success. Prior to Ben getting there, it had been a real struggle, but that changed, and the attitude changed. And there are two things there. Number one, certainly the psyche, the attitude is a big part of trying to build success. And the second part of that is trying to build the numbers, correct?
Right. I mean, historically, Cohen hasn't really had a good football team, so I can understand the perception from outside looking in. They've made the playoffs, I believe, twice within the last 10 years. So there's been progress. They caught a lull, like from about 2013 to when Coach Powell arrived, But he put, them back on a pretty solid foundation. They made the playoffs in 2018. And, I believe this program is moving in the right direction. We had a lull last year, but I believe that was kind of an anomaly because we were moving to a new building and, things around that. But, we have a talented set of kids. Our numbers aren't high, but the kids that we do have, they're young, they're hungry, and they're ready to come in and learn. And they're ready to kind of change the perception of Cohen's program within the city and around the state of Louisiana. And I couldn't be more excited for the opportunity to lead them, to doing that.
Cohen has had quite a bit of success over the years in basketball, so it's not as though athletics haven't had some level of success. Can that translate to football?
Right, yeah. Historically, we've had great basketball programs in the past. The key is, to get them to, see Cohen as a football team, a football school also. You know, my goal is just to come in and build a program that competes for districts and state championships year after year. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's going to take a little buy-in from everyone, from, the kids, the faculty, the staff. But if we take it day by day, week by week, I think we can change the perception of Cohen. And, hopefully in, 5, 10 years, you'll be looking at Cohen as a team that is competing not only in football, but basketball and, all other sports.
Visiting with Derrell Martin, the head football coach and athletic director at Cohen High School. And, of course, with the school itself and the ties that bind, you have a tie because your mom is an alumnus of Cohen High School.
Yes, sir. Class of 1966, she probably wouldn't be proud of me saying, how long ago she graduated. But I grew up with Cohen in my household. My sister-in-law also graduated from Cohen. I've had several family members attend Cohen. One of my best friends attended Cohen. It's almost like I said, it's almost like fate that I'm here, And like I said, in my household, Cohen was held in such high esteem. And when I told her, every kid wants to make his mama proud. And when I told her, she was so proud and excited that I got this opportunity. And she said, I just want you to bring, my program back to respectability. And that's what I aim to do.
Of course, you played on the West Bank at O'Perry Walker. That school's merged now. Now, of course, Landry Walker. And you played under Larry Favre. That's a school and a program that always had success under any number of different coaches. Can you take anything away from that experience and apply it to the job at Cohen?
Yes, definitely. When I was at O'Perry Walker, I played. We were Class 4A, 10-4A, which was a really tough district back then. I played center at about 5'9", 185 pounds. And playing center position at that size in Class 4A, you're going against some pretty big guys. So it kind of instilled in me, that work ethic, that by any means necessary work ethic to get the job done. I came in. Center was a new position for me, so I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the strongest. So technique-wise, I really had, I had to have my technique down in order for me to be successful, which made me a technician as a coach. So it just gave me the mind frame that it doesn't matter how big you are. If you're well coached, you play hard, you have good technique, you can conquer anything that's in front of you, and that's something that I'm kind of taking with me to Cohen. We don't have a lot of numbers. We don't have the biggest team, but I kind of subscribe to that old Mark Twain quote. It's not the size of a dog in a fight, it's the size of the fight in a dog. And just that mentality. We don't care who lines up in front of us. We believe that we're going to be the best coach. We're going to be the best condition. We're going to be the most aggressive, and we're going to succeed. And my time at O'Perry Walker kind of instilled that in me.
When you look at this season, I guess you have to start with the obvious, the pandemic, and the difficulty of being able to put kids together. You can get them in groups and in pods, but you can't bring everybody together. How tough is that, even though you don't have great numbers? And how tough is it to be able to really get on the same page and get accomplished what you want to be able to be ready for the start of a season whenever that occurs?
It's been a challenge. I really didn't get named to the position officially until around May. So I didn't have any kind of winter or spring practice. And we're transitioning from that, that single week offense that Coach Powell was running to more of a power spread offense. So, getting kids, getting on the field and installing my offense and doing my plays, I haven't really been able to do due to the stipulations under Corona. But we've gotten, since the beginning of June, since we've been able to get back at it, we've done a lot with strength and conditioning. And I'm really seeing improvement in our kids. And they're excited for what's to come. It's my job to make sure that they are prepared so when we do get the green light, which hopefully soon, we can just hit the ground running. And it's not just my program, but pretty much everybody else's program in the city that's facing these challenges. So, hopefully
yeah.
we'll be able to transition when the time comes.
Speaking of challenges, one of the biggest challenges you have is the district. It is a tough league. Talk about that, if you will.
Yeah, well, it's a 2A district. 11 2A, you say 2A, you say smaller schools, but with the teams that we have in that district, with Newman and South Plaquemine, St. Charles, Catholic, those are they may have 2A enrollment, but the amount of kids that they have on the team is similar to a 5A team. Newman's a private school, St. Charles Catholic's a private school, and South Plaquemine is kind of the only school in the area. So their numbers are pretty big, pretty high. So that could be a challenge when you talk about us. We may go into a stadium, we may have 60 on that sideline, we may have 20. But like I said, just having that mentality that it doesn't matter what they have on their sideline. We feel like we're going to be the best prepared team week in and week out, and we're going to compete with anybody that we line up against. And some people may look at it as some sort of negative that we're in that district, but I chose to take a route. It's up against the world. It's almost like 300 almost. Thinking about the movie. We go to battle with our 20 against that 40, that 60, but who's ready for it? Who's the best prepared? And that's just the mentality I'm trying to instill into my team.
And about a couple of minutes left with Derrell Martin of Cohen College Prep. And, the obvious question everybody is having to face the question every day, is there going to be a football season? If so, when it's going to start? The answer is, I think there's going to be a football season. I don't know when it's going to start. We all hope it's on time, but if it's not on time, that's okay. The key is to be able to have a football season and to be able to have kids back on campus at some point, correct?
Right. I mean, the kids are excited. They definitely want to play. Whether it's a full season or an abbreviated season or they move it, I really don't know. But they're preparing as if we're playing, at the start of September. And I don't know if that's going to be the case, but, I just want to make sure they're prepared for whatever comes down the line. I'm just praying that we get to have a full football season because, I have a few seniors, they deserve, to kind of get some retribution for the season that we had last year, and I want nothing more than to give them.
And finally, when you look at the grand scheme of how to build a program, how important is scheduling? You've got to play Newman, St. Charles Catholic, South Plaquemine, and I know you've got Port Allen, Berwick in there. How important is it to schedule to try to give yourself a chance to play like schools and have a chance to maybe get a win or two prior to getting in the district play?
I mean, it definitely helps the confidence of the kids if you can get a few early wins prior to district. The schedule that we have this year, it's somewhat difficult, but iron sharpens iron. So, we face those early battles by the time we get in the district. We'll be prepared for whatever comes at us. And we'll definitely make mistakes, but we'll learn from them, and we'll build from there.
Well, certainly the right attitude, the right approach, and seems to me the right guy at Cohen College Prep and Derrell Martin. And, Coach, listen, we're very happy for you, very happy for the opportunity you're getting, and certainly hoping that you can build that program into something to make graduates proud and make everyone in the community proud. And in the meantime, most importantly, mentoring the young men there that you coach to become good people in society and successful in life. Because after all, that's what the most important thing is, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I truly believe that, Ken. I mean, we can, we can have kids that come onto the field and have all the success in the world, but if they're not finding the same success when they leave the field, then we've only partially done our job. We want to make sure that we address the whole student, that's physically, academically, socially, character-wise, so we can put proactive and productive citizens out into the world, into our community, man. And if we can do that, one or two students, we can do that for that counts, more than 1,000 years.
Right approach, right idea. Derrell Martin, Cohen College Prep, thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. Nothing but the best to you, and congratulations on the new positions. You hear?
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. God bless. That's Derrell Martin of Cohen High School, and again, the new athletic director and head football coach of the Green Hornet program.